A young girl who just finished high school moves away from her small hometown to the big city to pursue her dream of becoming a singer-songwriter. Sounds a bit like a script stolen from a Hollywood movie, but this is what actually happened to Priscilla Ahn. The singer-songwriter from Pennsylvania did throw her college plans overboard, did move to LA all by herself, did some very odd jobs, and finally did meet the right people.
When I was 18 or 19, it was just really, that was scary and overwhelming for me. So I finally felt like I found a place that I was like, this is where I want to go. And it felt right because it was so far from home as well. And it felt sort of cathartic to like go somewhere far. And so I was just like, I'm gonna do it, and looking back, I'm like, God, how did I do that? I was so young, like. The first year was awesome because I had saved up money from like one of my first jobs ever. And so I just, played open mics, hung out by the beach, made friends, like totally just hung for a year. And then, my money ran out, and so I got a job waitressing. And I'd never waitressed before in my life. I lied on my resume. I was like, yeah, I waitressed. And I was a terrible waitress.
But lucky for her and her fans, Priscilla has ended her waitressing career for good. After getting signed to the famous jazz label Blue Notes, she supported a host of names such as Willie Nelson, Jason Mraz and Ray LaMontagne. She's also just released her debut album, A Good Day, and her current single Dream even featured in the Hollywood blockbuster Bride Wars.
It's about, like my childhood growing up. I was sort of, I was an only child for, my first 9 years. And I played pretend by myself. There weren't a lot of kids who lived around me. And it was sort of, lonely at times, but in a good way, I think, because it sort of fostered, some sort of creative imagination in my crazy head. And then in high school, we moved out to the country in Pennsylvania, and so I was even more sort of alone. But now, by then I preferred it. I enjoyed sitting in my room by myself and, playing my guitar or like walking into the woods and thinking and daydreaming and stuff, Yeah, and then, by the end of the song, it's, hoping that, when I'm older, that I can look back on my life and have no regrets, and I guess that's the dream.
While it's not just her dreaming, Priscilla mesmerizes listeners with her music. Even old country legend Willie Nelson was caught listening to her cover of his song Opportunity to Cry.
One of the guys from the label was with him and played him my song on his bus, and he said that Willie was just like really, like he had his eyes closed and was listening to it, and then at the end he was like, that's really good. And I found out, it totally like made my like whole year. I was like, oh, that's so great.
And if you want to start dreaming, Priscilla has just set out on her first headline tour with dates across the UK and Europe this summer.